Hey everyone, hope you all had a great week. As you can see in the background here, the BMW is out of the shop and everything is back to normal with it, which is awesome. I have a video this week of some additional parts pickup that I needed for this gem. After I got my parts car stripped out, there's a couple items I found that weren't quite up to par, or the damaged K-frame that I found, it was bent. So unfortunately needed something else to be able to bolt in the front end of this thing. So it was actually the same day that I painted the Project Zero here on the inside. Went to my buddy's wrecking yard, my favorite yard to go to, on a Saturday. It was nice and quiet, sunny, relatively warm out. Got to that, got everything torn out that I needed, and then rushed into town and started on painting the inside of that weapon there. And that's why I actually had a bit of a late start and kind of ran out of daylight. Saturday morning here. Just took a little drive down to one of my buddy's yards here, and as you can see in the background, we've got a black GT here. It's actually a rollover car, and just coming to pick a couple items up off of that. Need a rear spring pocket that I actually got about 2 weeks ago. Drilled out all the spot welds laying on the ground. That was a ton of fun. And now I need a frame rail support that goes from the spare tire well over to the inside of the frame rail, as well as a couple other items. So we're going to try and get those off today. Actually found a K-member that may be clean as well, so we'll take a look at that a little closer. And it's always nice coming down here. As you can see in the background, whole bunch of classic stuff. We got the lineup of Foxbodies here, and then just old cool everywhere. And this is just one of the very few spots that actually keeps a lot of these classics around anymore. Most stuff in our region keeps late model and then just crushes everything else. And a lot of these have been here for a long time and they're not going anywhere. It's very cool that they keep them around, preserve them. You can get the odd part. Some of the cars are actually still relatively complete, but they won't sell them once they've come in here. They're hanging around for good. Well, I guess we might as well just get stuck into it, get these parts, take a look at this K-member. I've got my little sweet ride here in the background with my tools. Much nicer than walking around the yard having to carry all that. Funny thing is, I showed up this morning, and Saturdays they're usually open for half a day. It's kind of a quiet day, so I rolled in the private entrance there and nobody's around. So I got a hold of my buddy. He's actually off up north for half a week there, and they just say go ahead and go pick what I need, and I kind of have free reign of the place, so that's really nice. I've come here a couple other times, a couple years ago even, middle of the winter, 7 o'clock at night, and they tell me just to go in the private entrance there and help myself to what I need, and we take care of it later. So very, very fortunate to have friends like that that are willing to help and give me kind of free reign of the place. So get stuck into this and try and make some progress. Close, very close. So this is actually a frame rail support that goes from the spare tire well here to the passenger frame rail. It actually has the fuel filter support on it as well. And the challenging part is there's tabs here and here that go into the frame rail. A couple spot welds on either side. There's not enough space in here to actually get a full-size drill and spot weld cutter in there. And this tab, interestingly enough, actually bends inside. So there's no way to actually drill those spot welds out unless you were to cut the frame and then drill it out afterwards. So that's an interesting way that they actually assemble that one. This is no big deal. We can weld some tabs on here and then spot weld it back onto the frame. It'll be just like it came from factory, just with an extra little bead in there. But this one is really clean, as you can see. Very, very minimal corrosion. That can just be wire wheeled and cleaned up there, and then we'll have things proper on the bottom side of the car. So we've got this K-member here. It looks pretty solid. There's very minimal corrosion on it. It's a little sun faded, but it looks good and straight. Even the spring seats are still in there. Sway bar links are shiny. Bushings even look good. So that's pretty impressive. We're gonna get these struts off here, pull these spindles off because I don't need them anymore, and then just try and disassemble it as much as we can to make it a little easier to move. It's a lot harder to crack a bolt loose from the bolt head side, much easier on the nut side, but unfortunately there's no room for that here with the backing plate and the rotor. So we'll see what we can do here. It's stuck. Really stuck. I was trying to use that this thing was up on the hood to my advantage, but it's just not working out. Watch out for the broken glass. Good thing these are so nice and light. So originally I was going to try and keep this control arm and maybe even use the strut, because the one on the right front of Project Zero's donor car, it took quite a hit and it is half blown. So I was thinking of these as a temporary for mock-up, but they're actually blown too. So with that, I don't really need to get the strut off, and the control arms that I have are in good shape. These ball joints boots are torn as well, so I might as well just minimize and just take the K-member. I'm just going to try and get these pieces apart, but because I can get the control arms off the K-member, then I'm in good shape there. Weight reduction. there we have it. One clean, straight K-frame. So in my preliminary stripping of the donor car, I may have forgotten to take this guy off for the hood latch. And when the car was picked up with the tractor, brought in the shop to strip, that got really bent. So luckily, nice, clean, rust-free one. We'll change the color. You'll never know. All right, hopefully that's all I need, because I have a list, but I forgot it in my car, so this is all I'm remembering. So I know I had said earlier about just wandering back on through and kind of having free reign of this place. Don't just assume that you can do that. I did make sure and give a call to my buddy and make sure I was allowed to go back through here, especially since it's hunting season right now, and I didn't want to be interrupting anybody's hunting with the noise, disassembling, or risk any kind of a hazard or accident happening. So I did make sure that that was okay, but again, I really appreciate my buddies allowing me to just come back through here and pick away, work away as I need, and it's greatly beneficial when you're on limited time. Got some shop updates happening. You can see some materials down here in the background. Also behind me, got some wall paneling and some windows. So hoping to get to that this weekend and at least get some of this wall paneling up, free up some space. Not gonna worry about some windows until springtime, a little warmer weather, and then hopefully get back on this thing and make some progress. It's been a little bit now, especially with the BMW delay that put me behind and lots else going on. So I really want to try and get back onto this and get some more content for you guys as well. I do have a couple more videos still coming out before I get to where the car is at its current state, but you'll have to stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching, really appreciate it. Hope you have an awesome weekend, and I'll catch you next week. One more little thing, if you guys haven't, please subscribe. I really appreciate all the growth that's happening on the channel right now. We did actually break over 150 subscribers. So please hit that subscribe, like, share with your friends, and don't forget to hit the bell so you'll see the next video.